Booking a flight between Taipei and Seoul is the aviation enthusiast equivalent of walking into a really good buffet. There are just so many choices on the route. At the time of writing, there are 10 airlines that fly between Taipei's 2 airports and Seoul's 2 airports. My mission was to choose something that would simply be different. A 343 configuration on a low-cost 777 is certainly different, but it was a lot better than I was expecting in a couple of ways. And we'll see why on today's Jin Air flight. By the way, if you're ever curious how much I paid for this or any other flight, the exact price out of pocket is always in the description. Let me welcome any of you that might be new to the channel. My name is Kevin. I'm here to give you a self-funded and honest look at some of the best, most unique, or simply most popular airlines and hotels in the world, which I've been bringing to you full-time for going on 5 years. I'd love for you to know more about how I do things on the channel, so simply scan the QR code or check out my hundreds of videos to do so. Let's get into the trip report. Of the airlines that fly this route, Jin Air was one of the only ones that I hadn't flown yet that would have a wide-body aircraft for the flight, so it was kind of an easy choice for me. At the moment, key phrase, at the moment, Jin Air is the 3rd largest low-cost carrier in South Korea. Korea is a smaller country, but they make airlines like bunnies in the springtime. At the moment, there are 10 of them. The 2 full-service airlines are Korean Air and Asiana, and then there are 8 low-cost or hybrid carriers. This is all in the process of changing drastically though. Korean Air bought Asiana and they're in the process of combining now. Though they'll still operate as separate carriers for a little while longer before they're all Korean Air. Korean Air owns Jin Air and Asiana owns Air Seoul and Air Busan. These 3 low-cost carriers will be merged into Jin Air branding, which will eventually give Jin Air a combined fleet of 57 aircraft, which will help them compete with Jeju Air and T-Way, who also fly wide bodies as I've shown on the channel previously. In fact, I've been seeing cheap T-Way fares in business class all over recently, especially from Europe to Australia. The check-in process was very easy. Just note that when you're flying to, from, or within Taipei or South Korea, carry your power banks in a plastic bag. Otherwise, you'll have to put a sticker over the charging ports. They're not allowed to be used in flight, and I suppose this is a gentle reminder. I headed to the compact Plaza Premium Lounge to pass a bit of time, which I accessed with Priority Pass. If you're enjoying the video and would like to support the channel, there are many ways that you can do so. A quick like on the video and subscribe helps videos with the algorithm. You could join my YouTube channel memberships to get early access to some videos and access to all of my community posts. Or you could check out my Patreon, where I post the most and can help you out with any travel-related questions. Whatever you do, thanks for doing it. Taipei also has its own interesting stories when it comes to airlines at the moment as well. As I told you about in my Starlux video a while back, their founder was the former executive at EVA Air, who was ousted by his family behind his back, and that's why he started Starlux. But late last year, the local Supreme Court ruled that the current owner of Starlux is the sole beneficiary of the Evergreen fortune. So I assume that means he kinda sorta owns EVA now as well? Very curious to see how this plays out. I don't often criticize liveries and color schemes, but Jin Air, what are you doing? Like, hey, you know what colors go really well with fluorescent greenish yellow? How about gray and prune? Hopefully Korean Air will update this when they merge the low-cost carriers together. Boarding began just a couple minutes behind schedule, and for this flight I paid around $30 extra to get a Jini Plus seat. These are the first 5 rows on the 777s, and they're still in a 343 configuration, but they have quite a bit more legroom, with 36 inches of pitch. To be honest, it kind of looked like even more than 36 inches. I sat down, and to my absolute shock and delight, these seats were comfortable. Look at me, that's 2 777s with 343 economy seats that I said were comfortable. This year, I'm making progress. The cabin was very clean and the seats were all in good condition. The manual safety briefing began, and we pushed back. There are, of course, no comfort items or amenities on board, but there is a buy on board menu. If you want the full selection though, you'd be better off ordering when you book your ticket online as I did. This sandwich. I probably had onion breath for hours after this sandwich, but this sandwich, a bulgogi beef sandwich, was the best sandwich that I've ever had on a plane, let alone on a low-cost carrier. If you're flying Jin Air, order this, I implore you. After an hour or so of cruising, we began our descent into a post-apocalyptic looking Seoul. Barely able to see the end of my nose, it was that smoggy. And that is that. For a low-cost carrier, with efficient, friendly crew, comfortable enough seats, and delicious food, I think I can give them a 6 here. As comfortable as the seat was, obviously if it was 333, then maybe a 7. So I really do hope that you enjoyed this quick trip report today. If you did, please be sure to click the like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss my weekly flight and hotel videos. I'll see you next time from the Park Hyatt Siem Reap in Cambodia. Thanks as always for watching until the end.